Today we're making Surreal melting clocks. Salvador Dali is the most famous surrealist artist. Surrealism is an art movement that deals with dreams, the unconscious mind, and bizarre imagery. Dali's most famous painting, The Persistence of Memory, features melting clocks as a subject in a dreamlike landscape. We're going to make melting clocks out of clay, so you get a clay ball, and the first thing you need to do is wedge it. So that means squish it around for about a minute to get all the air bubbles out. Then you're going to form it in what I like to call a flat burrito, so kind of a rectangular shape. We'll put it through the slab roller that way. Once it's through the slab roller, you'll have a nice flat slab, and you're going to think of a shape for your melting clock, so kind of a blobby oval shape. If you don't like your shape at first, you can always erase it with your finger. Nice thing about clay is that nothing's permanent. Now I don't want to see a tiny little clock like this because that's ridiculous. We'd have too much extra clay. So make your clock shape almost as big as your slab shape. We just need a little bit of extra clay for the rim of the clock and the hands of the clock. They all need hands and a rim. So when you like your shape, dig your clay tool in and cut it out, and you can pull the excess away. Now I'm going to work on the rim of my clock first, so I'm going to take some of my extra clay here, and I'm going to roll out a long coil. So rolling out a coil is pretty easy. Use your hands to roll the clay, stretch it out. Then make sure it fits around your clock shape. If it does, you can't just stick it on like that. You have to do something very important called score and slip. Score and slip is the way you fuse two pieces of clay together. So first you'll take a sharp tool and you'll scratch the surface or score where you want to put your clay. Then you'll take some slip, which is wet clay, take it on your finger and rub it over where you scored. Then you'll stick your piece of clay, your rim of the clock, onto your clock shape. Press it down gently. And then the last thing you'll do is you can take your clay tool or your finger and smooth it down so it's really stuck. So remember these 4 words anytime you want to attach clay together: score, slip, stick, smooth. I'll know if you don't score and slip because your clay project will fall apart when it dries if you don't score and slip. So I'm going to make the hands of my clock now. Your clock also needs hands. I'm going to do 2 hands, but you could do 3 or 4 hands. Remember, this is surreal. My hands are going to be kind of a weird shape. That's how they'll be surreal. So I'm scoring and slipping to attach my hands. Sticking the hands on. And then smoothing them out with a clay tool. Score, slip, stick, smooth. So now I've got the rim of my clock and the hands of my clock attached. Now I can start adding any kind of details that I want. So just remember, at first glance it should look like a normal clock, but when you look more up close, something's a little off. So my numbers are all random. I even threw some letters in there. Adding some cool patterns, textures. Messing around with my hands a little bit more too, putting them in different positions. Don't forget to put your name on the back of the clock. You can write it with a toothpick. That's in your clay tool bucket. And then the last thing you'll do is take a paper bowl, put it face down in front of you, and you're going to drape your clock over it so that it dries in kind of a melting position. So you can do it face up like this, or you can do it face down, and it'll dry that way.